This week in wrestling history featured betrayals, debuts, and one of the strangest experiments ever on live TV. Let's get into it. This was heel psychology at its coldest. March 2nd, 2020, Monday Night Raw. Following his concerto to Edge, Randy Orton finally explained himself to Beth Phoenix. Orton claimed he attacked Edge out of love. He said Edge was addicted to the roar of the crowd, and if Orton didn't end it, someone else would. Then he went further. He called Beth the real villain, an enabler. He claimed he loved her daughters more than she did because he was willing to save their father. Beth slapped him, kicked him, and Orton responded with an RKO. In 2020, that kind of intergender attack was rare, and it turned this rivalry into a red-hot blood feud heading into WrestleMania 36. Was this Orton's most disturbing heel performance ever? This was the night the Usos stopped chasing and started leading. March 3rd, 2014, Monday Night Raw. After nearly a year of falling short against the Shield and the New Age Outlaws, Jimmy and Jey Uso earned one more shot at the titles after a non-title upset the week before. It was framed as a generational clash. Hungry upstarts versus six-time Attitude Era veterans. The Outlaws targeted Jey, trying to ground the Twins' offense and prevent the tag, but Jimmy shifted the momentum, and despite a distraction from Road Dogg, Jey hit the Samoan Splash. 3 count. The Usos won their first main roster WWE Tag Team Championships, kicking off 9 tag team title reigns together, including their record 622-day run as undisputed champions. Did this win quietly reshape WWE's tag team division? This was a night built on nostalgia and a WrestleMania challenge. March 4th, 2013, WWE Raw Old School. The show opened with the gong. The Undertaker made his first live appearance in nearly a year. He raised his arms and summoned the WrestleMania 29 logo on the Titantron, signaling his intent to defend the streak. Immediately, 4 men stepped forward. CM Punk, Randy Orton, Sheamus, and Big Show. Vicky Guerrero announced a fatal 4-way to decide the challenger. The match was chaotic, signature moves flying everywhere. Randy Orton hit the RKO on Sheamus, but as he turned around, Punk saw his opening. GTS. Punk got the pin. As the show closed, The Undertaker appeared on stage, and the 2 men locked eyes. Did this episode make Punk feel like a real threat to the streak? This was the night WWF's commentary team changed drastically. March 5th, 2001. Raw is War. Just days earlier, Jerry the King Lawler had quit the company after his then-wife, Stacy the Cat Carter, was unexpectedly released. That left an empty seat at the announce table, so Vince McMahon made a last-minute call to Paul Heyman. Heyman's own promotion, ECW, was collapsing towards bankruptcy, and he had originally been slated for a behind-the-scenes role at WWF. Instead, he joined Jim Ross on commentary, and he didn't ignore what happened. Heyman openly acknowledged Lawler's departure, saying that while the King had walked out, where there's chaos, there's opportunity. The pairing of Jim Ross and Paul Heyman would define WWF commentary for much of 2001. Did Paul Heyman change the tone of WWF commentary during this run? This was a turning point for the Bloodline. March 6th, 2023, Monday Night Raw. Since the Royal Rumble, Jey Uso had been absent from the Bloodline after refusing to join the attack on his friend Sami Zayn. Earlier, on this episode of Raw, Paul Heyman warned Jimmy Uso that if he didn't bring Jey back into the Bloodline, Roman Reigns would blame him. In the main event, Jimmy Uso faced Sami Zayn. Near the end of the match, Jey Uso suddenly appeared from the crowd and stood silently on the announce table. The distraction was enough. Sami rolled Jimmy up from behind and stole the win. Jimmy sat in the ring, devastated. Then Jey stepped in. But instead of embracing Jimmy, Jey walked away and approached Sami on the floor. Jey told him, "I trust you." They hugged. The crowd exploded. For a moment, it looked like Jey had chosen Sami over the Bloodline. Then Jey super kicked him. Jimmy, Jey, and Solo Sikoa launched a brutal attack until Cody Rhodes ran out to stop it. The moment helped set the stage for WrestleMania 39. Was this the most shocking twist in the Bloodline story? Before Kurt Angle became one of the most iconic characters of the Attitude Era, he had to make his first appearance. March 7th, 1999, Sunday Night Heat. Earlier in the night, Cameras showed local Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle sitting in the front row with his family. Later, Tiger Ali Singh came to the ring waving the Indian flag and mocking American patriotism. He offered cash to anyone willing to blow their nose in the American flag. Then he called out Angle by name. Kurt calmly crossed the barricade and entered the ring. Singh raised the offer from $500 to $2,000 to $5,000. Angle finally said he would do it. He picked up the American flag and pretended to blow his nose. Singh turned his back to brag to the crowd, but Angle dropped the American flag, grabbed the Indian flag, and blew his nose in that instead. When Singh attacked, Angle responded instantly. A belly-to-belly suplex, then a hip lock takeover. Singh retreated, while Angle climbed the turnbuckle to a huge reaction from the crowd. Was this the moment WWE fans first saw Kurt Angle's potential? What if a wrestling show started without any wrestling? March 8th, 1999, WCW Monday Nitro. For the entire first hour of the broadcast, there were no matches. No bell, no ring action, not even the arena. Instead, the show opened with pre-taped segments, building toward the upcoming uncensored pay-per-view. Hulk Hogan and Kevin Nash appeared in vignettes at a shooting range and later at dinner, plotting to pay a woman $20,000 to seduce David Flair as part of their psychological war with Ric Flair. Ric Flair and Arn Anderson discussed the chaos inside the Flair family, while WCW aired video packages, Nitro party segments, and updates showing workers building the barbed wire steel cage for Uncensored. Live wrestling finally started in hour 2. The night eventually featured a chaotic Falls Count Anywhere brawl, Scott Steiner retaining the TV title against Booker T, and Bret Hart forcing Van Hammer to submit to the sharpshooter. The main event saw Goldberg face Ric Flair, but the NWO stormed the ring and the match ended in a no contest. The show closed with a massive brawl as the NWO stood tall. Was this experiment a sign WCW was drifting away from the wrestling that made Nitro famous? That's your weekly wrestling history recap. But I want to know from you, which moments this week mattered the most? The Usos winning their first titles? CM Punk stepping up to The Undertaker? Or Jey Uso's shocking bloodline twist? Drop your answers in the comments and subscribe for daily wrestling history shorts and weekly recaps.